Hey there! Welcome back to RootsUp. Today I'm going to be doing some digital art practice with Cubism. For the majority of this piece, I'm going to be using the lasso tool because I've never used it before and I want to get a feel for its capabilities. I wasn't originally intending for this to be a cubism or much of anything really. I just have next to no experience with digital art and no experience at all with this tool. My main goal was to just make some fun shapes and colors that complement each other. That's still the overall goal, but as I'm working, I'm seeing a face emerge, and so it becomes cubism. But we'll talk more about that later. I've always been an artistic person, from writing to singing and acting. However, I didn't really consider myself an artist in the painting drawing way until a few years ago. I always enjoyed drawing, and I've worked intermittently on technique for eyes over the years. I took a single art class in high school, but that is the extent of my formal training. Regardless, starting my freshman year of high school, I drew something nearly every day and experimented with charcoal, pastels, acrylic paint, and a few other media. I watched tutorials of drawing hands and trees, experimented with shading, traced examples to get the feel of the lines. Starting my senior year, I began focusing on the quality of the materials I used. Not that the quality of the materials matter too much if you don't know what you're doing, but by then I'd gotten into a groove of my own. Probably with a lot of wrong techniques, but ultimately with an interesting style. When I met Gavin, we started working on pieces together. Working alongside a trained artist really expanded my perception of what I was capable of, showed me very clearly where my weaknesses lay, and helped me better my techniques and vary my style. About 2 years ago, Gavin was invited to showcase his artwork in an East Texas gallery. After seeing some of my cubism attempts with oil paints, the curator of the gallery invited me to join Gavin in showcasing some art. I was honestly pretty astounded they were interested in my art. I had some pieces I was proud of, the Cubism series among them, and I sold a few pieces at our market booth. But here I was, a self-trained artist with poor technique, and a gallery wanted to showcase my work. The experience was wonderful and a phenomenal morale booster. So, physical art, I have a decent amount of experience with. Digital art? Nada. I mean, I used paint just like any other kid, but I'd hardly call those horribly shaky lines art. Technology in general is fairly frustrating to me, and has been for as long as I can remember. I remember failing test after test on the computer in school, but when given the same test on paper, I passed with flying colors. Needless to say, digital art is not even remotely in my comfort zone. But I want to expand the media in my wheelhouse, so here we are. So, as I've continued with this piece, in my mind, this guy has become a jester, hence the contrasting color patterns. And I see him as extremely over the top, just as a jester should be. I see this specific jester in the style of commedia dell'arte, which was an early form of professional theater, originating in Italy. This is the style of theater the famed portrait of two contrasting theater masks came from. Commedia dell'arte was famed for over-the-top exaggerations of motions and emotions, but also aimed to portray realistic human archetypes. So I want this jester to appear as though he is sad, he's got something deeper going on in his life than court performances, but he also needs to look as though he is plowing through this emotional turmoil with a smile on his face, continuing on with exaggerated performances. In the end, I think I've done a good job of this, and I'm happy with the result of this exercise. I hope you enjoyed my first fumbling of digital cubism. Remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time with our Roots Up!